Hello friends and welcome back to my channel. I'm Brittany, the maker behind Ginger Patch Designs, and today I have 3 hours to see how much I can get done before I go pick up my daughter from her basketball camp. And the to-do list just got really long all of a sudden. So I was originally going to show you like some of the tote bag styles that I've been working on for the very unexpected vintage tote bag collection that I am planning. So we're gonna look at some of those. I have to make a book sleeve for an order that came in. I need to like go through the book sleeve stock because I forgot that I gave some of them as gifts and I didn't update on the website. And then I realized that the clearance section is not there on the website. I swear I have the worst techie problems. Like I will go through and make sure everything is like meticulous, and then I will check it like what it looks like for you guys on your end, and then it's just always something. And I don't know these things until somebody tells me. They'll send me a message on Instagram, or like they're looking for something and they can't find it, and I'm just like, ugh. It makes me feel so unprofessional when that happens, and I am so sorry. I try. I'm a one-woman show over here. So I need to go through that and just overhaul it. I probably need to update some of the pictures because they're old. And then I'm going to list everything that's left of all the Harry Potter stock. This is actually for a girl named Brittany's order. This is her second order from me. I have a bunch of Harry Potter stock. I used to make like a bunch of Harry Potter bags. I have all the houses in this. This is quilted flannel with designer faux leather bottom. Same with this one. And then I have like a lot of like headwear and stuff. It's just like a hodgepodge. There's absolutely nothing wrong with it. I just don't sell Harry Potter merch anymore because it just doesn't go with the direction that I was taking my business. If you watched my last one on rebranding and I like went with bright colors and all of this, Harry Potter just doesn't go anymore. So by the time this video goes live, like all of that should be on super duper clearance on the website. I'll leave the link below down in the description. So the unexpected vintage tote bag collection, let me show you what I've been working on. I think I mentioned before how like at previous markets, I've seen girls and women with little tote bags. They're not very big and they look like really thin, almost like they have an exterior and an interior, but I'll be like looking at them trying to figure out like when they move with the bag and when the bag moves, it doesn't look like there's any interfacing in there like batting or, you know, Decaville. Like it doesn't look like there's anything in there. So just out of curiosity, I made one with nothing in it, meaning if you don't sew, like usually bags and pouches, they have some kind of not stabilizer, because stabilizer and interfacing are not the same thing, but just think of it as a stabilizing element into it, and it's what gives the body, it's what gives the pouches and the bags body. And so it's very floppy. It's very light, it's very floppy. And so it just literally has exterior fabric and interior fabric. And I wasn't sure I would like it, but I do get the appeal. It's very, very lightweight. This one's not as floppy because it's kind of deep. This was made with vintage fabric, and then there's little heart ditsies on the inside, but I made this one adjustable. Like literally thought of this as I was making it. So you can tie it however you want and just like have it on your shoulder, right? Just like a shoulder bag. If you like a longer one, you can make it longer. If you like it shorter, like up here, you can make it shorter. But I am super tall. I'm 6 feet tall. I don't know if you can tell in the videos, but I was like, I love a good crossbody. So you can literally just undo it however tall or short you are and just tie it to your preference. You can do a bow or just a regular tie if you don't want, like, I don't think it's bulky, but if you don't want that right there, you can just tie it, you know. And if you want your bag like kind of more towards the front, you can make the tie kind of closer down here. But if you want it more towards the back, you can put the tie up here. So that's one style. that I did. I really like this one, and I hope everybody else does too, because I really want to do this. My only question is it too big? Like, should I go a little bit smaller? I feel like you could fit a lot in here though. The next style that I came up with is just what I'm calling like a super basic tote, because there are several panels in all of this vintage fabric. For example, this one is like a cardinal and a bird set, and it had the border around it. I'll talk about this unevenness in just a second. And they were just panels. And there's a lot of them like that. Let me show you this kitty one. Like, if this doesn't scream tote bag, I don't know what does. Look how stinking cute that is. There's another one that's in the washing machine right now because I'm washing all this fabric, that it's literally cats with balls of yarn. It's so cute. But these are very limited. Like this one, I'll only be able to make one bag out of it. And there were 4 panels of the bird. So I'll be able to make 2 totes out of this one. So these would be like limited totes. And I just did just a very basic size tote, nothing special. The reason this is uneven is because this drove me nuts. I was like, it already has a border around it. I'll just cut around the border and I literally don't need to add anything. But it kept being uneven. Like, let me show you, like here. Look, it's uneven. I did not cut it uneven. I did not. It was a perfectly square piece and it was driving me nuts. And I finally figured out that the actual, this like darker blue square, I should have cut it at that because that square was misprinted on the fabric. And so on the other panels, I'm going to cut down to the blue and like, I'm going to try to square it up, but it's still going to be uneven. If you sew, you know what I mean. It's, I don't know if I'll be able to use that one because it's going to be uneven, but the other panels are not. The other panels, because after I saw that one, I was like, I'm going to double check. The other panels are not uneven and they're going to be really, really cute. The next style is very much like this first tote that I made several videos back when I was playing around, where it's got the double pockets on the outside and it has a defined bottom and it just opens. It's just like an everything tote is what I'm calling it. Except with this one, I tried like a patchwork style. So I did patchwork with the top 2 panels and the double pockets and then the defined bottom. I used a different kind of batting in this one. I know I need to be using Decaville. I don't have any. I need to order some. But just for the sake of trying these out, I thought that turned out super, super cute. And then the last one that I've tried is basically a smaller version of that. It turned out, I think the size is okay. I don't like the length of the straps though. Well, maybe. I just think this one looks, maybe it's the fabric. I just think it looks a little childish. But I was trying the, where the straps go all the way down and sew into the bottom instead of stopping in this panel. So let me know down in the comments which ones you're kind of gravitating towards. Like if you like the larger, like everything tote with pockets, just like a more simple tote for like, you know, literally anything very lightweight, or the adjustable one. I was thinking about when I sell these totes at market, like how to let people know, because some of the totes will be, a lot of them will be vintage fabrics, but some of them won't. Like I have some fabrics that I bought recently that I wouldn't mind doing some totes with. And so I was thinking of making on Canva like some tags and then just have things that I can circle, like exterior, interior straps. I'm not really sure what it would look like, because for a lot of these fabrics, I was able to pair them with like exterior and interior fabrics, but some of them I won't. Like I'll have to buy some solids or some checkered or something. And so I wanted to like let people know like, hey, the inside is not vintage. It's just the outside. Does that make sense? Like, is that silly? Or I was just wanting to let people know, like, hey, this whole bag is not vintage. The inside is not, but the outside is, or the whole bag is vintage, straps and all. I'm just kind of thinking out loud. Like, I want to let people know, like, hey, this whole thing is not vintage. Book sleeve done, and I think I'm going to save all the pictures and all of this for later, just because like that's something I can do if my daughter's playing in the other room, or you know, whatever. Like, it's something I can just kind of do here and there. It's not something I need to be working on during like the power hour times when she's not here. But I did want to show you some of these. I'm absolutely shocked that they never sold. I think these are so cute. I did a button on the top, and I did double pockets here, and then like just a matching interior, and these fit up to a 700 page hardback book. It fits the biggest fourth wing book. And then I did the same style in this blue floral, and I still have so much of this fabric left. It's so cute. But then when I was trying to get rid of my Harry Potter fabrics, I have some of these as well, a random Christmas one. This is another popular Harry Potter fabric. And then this is a canvas. And ooh, this was also like one of my favorite Harry Potter fabrics, like the purple like watercolor. I made so many like actual jumbo wallets with card slots and stuff in them in this kind. So pretty. But anywho, if you are looking to stock up on gifts like really cheap for all your bookish friends, and anywho, if you're looking to stock up on some like really cheap gifts for Christmas or just any time, be looking on the website for the clearance section. And these big ones also fit up to a 13-inch laptop. I went to my fabric store the other day to get some more of this blush pink that goes on the interior of the Blush and Boots collection boxy bags. And of course, I had such good self-control, and my daughter found this fabric, and I was like, did I need it? No, because I have all this vintage fabric to be playing with, but I just could not spend another $40-something on this fabric. It's like the already quilted look. Oh, and just look at all the different colors. Like, it is just the perfect blend of bright and cozy. I just feel like this screams Ginger Patch Designs for some reason. And then I was trying to like look at all of these patterns and not find the exact same one, but kind of find one that matched. And so I went with this one. What am I going to do with this? I don't know. Probably some tote bags. I don't know. If you sew or you crochet, like that's usually how it goes when we buy supplies. So next on the to-do list is this giant stack of flat bow pouches. I've almost got all of the liners sewn on, and then we'll have our little sewing chat here in a little bit. Oh, the stack does not look very big, but I promise, I think there's at least 20 in here, maybe more. I had to pause the jumbo boxy bags because I needed to get some more of the white interior that's going to go with those. And I think when that fabric runs out, like those boxy bag fabrics runs out, runs out, I don't know if I'll let them go, but if I do, I'll let them go and do something else, a different pattern. But if I keep those patterns, like if they keep selling and they're popular and I can get them, I'm going to change the interior because I don't like white anymore on those big ones. Got my cup of coffee, my afternoon cup that I've been missing the last few days, and I have been feeling it. So while I'm turning these like right side out or inside out so I can sew them, I wanted to share with everyone that I have been on YouTube for a year now, which is absolutely wild and crazy to me. If not this time last year, because this time last year I was already doing like my research and stuff and starting, but like let's just say a year and a half ago, if you had asked me if I would be on YouTube and like progressing on YouTube, I was still in the classroom, you know, test prepping and all of that back then. Like, it's just wild what can happen in a year. Like, how much your life can change, your priorities, just your outlook on everything, how much everything can change. So much so that not only am I pursuing my passion and all of that, and I'm so thankful and grateful for that, and YouTube has helped in that. YouTube is not like a primary income by any means. It's a help. But it's allowed me to pursue other things that are important to my family, to my husband and I, and that's just very important to us in general. For example, I'm going to be homeschooling my daughter the next school year when she starts. And so I wouldn't be able to do that if I hadn't. I'm trying to say, like, just after a year in, like, I've done a lot of, you know, reflection and introspection and stuff. And if I hadn't gotten out of my comfort zone over a year ago and just decided, you know what, I'm just going to do it. I don't care if my former students find me and make fun of me. I don't care if I flub along the way. I'm probably going to mess up a lot. Like, and I did. My first videos are so cringe. I actually unlisted the very first one, which was on June 2nd of last year, because it was the video quality was just so bad. It was on my phone, and I hadn't like fixed the settings. That was before my husband had helped me with the settings. If I hadn't just made that single solitary decision of I'm going to do this, like I'm going to do this. Now, actionable steps, what do I need to do to make that happen? And just done it, like made a plan, done all my homework, and just do it. I don't know where I would be. I would not be going back to the classroom this fall. I can tell you that right now. I might be going to get like a little office job, but I would not be going back to the classroom. Ruby just came in here. I washed her little, it's not a bed. Ruby, hey, oh lady. That is an old comforter from like years ago because I didn't want to buy another bed. She's got a really big bed out there in the living room, and they're huge. They're like way bigger than that thing folded up, and there's just not room in here for that. Like that, if I'm really busy in here, I can just fold it up and like throw it in my daughter's room while I'm doing stuff in here. So Ruby doesn't know it yet. This is totally not related to my business at all, but all the pet lovers out there will love this. My daughter doesn't know yet either, but y'all aren't going to tell her. I finally wore my husband down, Mr. GPD. I've been trying to convince him that I don't think I could do another dog right now. I mean, it's too, losing Bane is still too fresh, and, you know, young dogs, puppies, they need a lot of attention, and that just wouldn't be fair to Ruby Doo here. If she starts snoring, that's what that noise is, because she is really loud when she snores. That wouldn't be fair to her, but Ruby loves cats. They don't love her because she's like really loud when she's walking and trying to play and bark and stuff, and she's also 140 pounds. But I thought if we got a kitten, like that cat's not gonna, kittens and puppies are just like so resilient. They're like, whatever. And so I finally wore him down, and we're going to be getting a kitty. And my daughter is going to be so stoked because she loves cats. And plus we were wanting to like go and do more. And so having a cat will be a lot easier as far as like being away for a few days, you know. Okay, I've got almost all of these clipped, and I'm about to take a chat break to get these sewn up. I've got, I've got about an hour and 15 minutes left to maximize what I need to do today, which means going through all those book sleeves back there in that tub and all the Harry Potter stuff, that's definitely going to be sporadically this afternoon. Maybe when my daughter's playing with the chickens or something, if she's not totally exhausted from basketball camp. She was so exhausted yesterday, she came home and took a nap. But just to summarize that point about, you know, I'm not saying I've been on YouTube for a year to like boast. Like, I hope if you've been here long enough, you know that that's not what I meant. But I was just saying, like, our biggest obstacle is fear. Our biggest obstacle in anything that we're trying to do or we want to do or we're thinking about is fear. I'm not saying like you're going to be successful in whatever you decide to do. And I do not consider myself successful. I am having success along the way, but I don't consider myself to be successful yet. It is a grind every day. Being your own business owner is a grind day in and day out. Like I feel like I don't have any days off. But if you don't try, if you don't like just put the fear aside and try and come up with a plan, you're never going to know. I would have never imagined that I would be spending more time doing YouTube-y things than market prepping. That used to be my main focus. Again, working full-time. My main focus was just market prep for fall season because that's the only time I was able to make money doing this because I was worked full-time. And it's just been a huge, huge shift, especially the last 6 months. Like after Christmas, when my channel finally became monetized, there was a huge shift in viewers and people just like commenting. So I kind of got more of a feel for like what people actually wanted to see and stuff. And so that was super helpful. I absolutely love that everyone that watches this is either here for like small business things or fabric things or yarny things, because like I could talk about this all day long. I think my husband's just glad I've got somebody else to talk to about it and not him, because like he tries, but he don't get it. He don't get it. That's just like him trying to tell me what's wrong with the lawnmower or such and such, you know, tools that he's looking for. I was like, you're speaking a different language to me right now. I think it would be super fun in the comments if you told me like either like how long you've been watching or like what you're here to see. Like if you're here for sewing things or like why you like to watch. That would be super fun. I'm going to take a break real quick and sew up the I don't want to say exterior, but I'm going to sew these up so that I can turn them right side out and get them finished up before I go get my daughter. Okay, so I got the big stack done, and now I just need to trim the excess and then turn them right side out and sew the hole shut, which I probably might get some of it done today. So I'm kind of thinking out loud on this one. As far as the vintage fabric tote bag collection, I probably shouldn't call it a collection because it's not going to be like, there's such limited quantities of some of them. Like some of the fabrics, like for this one, for example, that has the little ditzy hearts on the inside, I probably have enough to make like 4 or maybe even 5 of these bags. But other ones, there's just a few panels or there's just enough to make like 2. So there would be such limited quantities, and there's so much. Y'all, I cannot even, and she told me there's more. I know I said that in like the last video or 2 videos ago, but that's since then. And I'm so incredibly grateful because I can use over half of the fabric that my friend, has given me from this vintage fabric. So there's such limited quantities of each one, and there's so much. I'm almost thinking this is definitely going to be an ongoing thing, number one. Like, I should probably call these launches instead of collections because these are not going to be restockable. Like once a particular fabric runs out, like that is it. There is no more. So maybe I should do it that way, like completely prep all of them ahead of time and be like, this is what there is. When they're gone, they're gone. Maybe let me know your thoughts on that in the comments. And I also think I should keep it to like maybe 2 bag options, just to make it 2, maybe 3 max bag options, to keep it like less confusing and easier on my end. I'm definitely going to go ahead and like make the bag styles in the fabrics, meaning like you're not going to be able to pick and choose like, hey, I want that fabric in that tote pattern, because that would be super chaotic for me. I think I'm just going to make different kinds and you just pick whichever fabric styles that you like. I'm thinking that I will definitely not give options as far as like, you can choose this fabric combo with this tote bag style. That will be so much extra work for me, to be honest, and that will not allow me to really batch make as much. I want to like, each time I do a launch, I'm gonna like I'm thinking each time I decide to do a tote collection, or if I end up making pouches with them or something, I will like present the fabrics like on social media and on here and stuff. And I'll be like, this is what's going to be in the collection. These are the tote styles that will be available, and people can just kind of already have in their heads like, hey, I'm going to keep an eye on this one so I can get one before they sell out. And I will try to give like a rough estimate of how many there will be, like as I'm working on them. Obviously that might change depending on when it's all said and done and everything's cut up, right? This is just completely new territory for me. Like I've never done, this literally just fell into my lap, and I'm so incredibly grateful. As a side note, my friend that gave me all this fabric from both of her grandmother's overly stuffed sewing rooms, she has since told me that there's even more, and I'm like I'll take it, but like I'm gonna have to start getting creative around here as far as where to keep it. A bunch of it is currently washed and under my daughter's bed in those, they're like fabric under the bed storage thingies with the plastic zipper on top so you can see what's on the inside. So I've like strategically folded and categorized a bunch of them and put them away. Like I put a bunch of the fall colors away, and like a lot of this solids that I would use as like liners, so that I can just easily see which ones I have in there. But if I get any more, I don't know where I'm gonna put it. I am not going to get this finished before I have to go. So before we leave, I just need your comments for just a second. The 3 main tote styles I have here, if you could just leave me a comment down below of like what you either sell more of, what you would be interested, what you see more out, whatever it is, just so I kind of like, I just need some direction, like, because I've never sold tote bags before. My fear is that I'm going to do all this prep on these 1 or 2 styles, and those are the ones that nobody wants. So please, please, please give me all of your thoughts and opinions down in the comments. You're not going to hurt my feelings. We know this. So the crossbody or the adjustable shoulder strap, you can do it in a knot or in a bow, and maybe a little bit smaller. I'm thinking just a little bit smaller, but definitely with the depth and the snap. I think it needs a snap right here. And then the second one is the double pocket with the defined base. The body on this one would be more, this is batting, but I want to get some of that Decaville to give this one more of a base for the everyday tote. We're going to call this the everyday tote. The other one is the adjustable tote. And then for this one, this is just like, I'm going to call it the basic tote, maybe slightly shorter straps. There's no interfacing in here. I didn't want to do batting because I wanted it to be thin, but maybe some fusible fleece. I'm not sure. You can let me know in the comments. But from what I've seen in public, these are like really kind of like the canvas bags. They're meant to be kind of flimsy, not flimsy, but floppy, you know, just to throw some books in or something. But these would be more the style for like all of the different panels that I have from the vintage collection or vintage fabric. So let me know your thoughts. So friends, I'm gonna end this here. I'm gonna finish cutting these edges up and turning them right side out before I leave in about 30 minutes. And then later this week, I'm gonna take you through like my whole, literally how I plan inventory for fall markets. It's not a very glamorous process, but it is kind of time intensive and it does have some strategy to it. And so I thought that would be a great thing to share, as that's something that I do in the summer, not waiting until fall season is actually here. So friends, if you found this helpful, please give it a like and give my channel a subscribe if you want to see more crafty content like this. I don't know why I always get so nervous down here at the end, but crafty babes, I will see you next time. Bye.